This is how to create an underwater effect in Photoshop. So the first thing you're going to do is go into Photo Booth and pull over the image of yourself that you took. So you can start by searching Photo Booth. There's a magnifying glass in the upper right corner of your screen. You can pull that in. When you get the image of yourself, drag it and drop it into Photoshop. Okay. For this particular thing, we are going to remove the background. So on the correct layer, you may have to scroll down here, but you should either see convert to layers or remove background. So you'll click convert to layers if you need to. If not, just click remove background. Okay, here is the image of yourself. Now we can go in and add the water layer. So the water layer I've saved for you in Classroom. So you can just download it and then drag it in. When you drag it in, you're going to have to hold Shift and resize it so that it fits the area of your picture. Okay? Now you can press return and it will kind of set it in place, or you can go back to the move tool. Now I'm actually going to want this about where my nose is, so I'm peeking out of the water, so that's how I'm going to adjust it there. Okay, so once I get my underwater setting, I'm actually going to make 3 copies of this. Go ahead and convert to layers if you need to. And then I'm going to Command C, Command V, and then make sure it's lined up. Command C, Command V, and make sure it's lined up. So I should have 3 layers that are exactly lined up with each other. This one looks a little bit over. Okay. So what I'm going to do is the background layer is just going to be the sky. So on the background layer, I'm going to take this marquee tool, which selects a certain area. I'm going to select the background of the water, and I'm going to press delete. Okay, so if you turn off the eye on these layers, you will just see the last one, and the last one will show you what the sky looks like. If you miss something, you can Command D to deselect. You can come back in here and grab whatever you missed, and then Command D to deselect again. Okay, so this part is going to go behind my head. It is going to be the sky. Okay, the second water layer we can turn on, and for this one, what I want to do is erase the part that's underwater. So I'm going to come over here to my eraser tool. I'm going to right click and make sure I choose the top option, which is just the plain eraser. Right here where the circle is, you can change the size of the eraser. So I'm going to do maybe something around 100, okay? And I'm going to come in here and I am going to erase this bottom half that's underwater. Okay. Now, if it's tricky and you can't see it, make sure the layer on the bottom is not hidden because that will make it much easier for you. And you can go to an even bigger eraser if you want. You're basically going to just erase this whole bottom section. Okay. Now on the middle layer, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the sky as well. Excuse me. I want to go in with my marquee tool and delete the sky. So my goal for the middle layer is just to have the part where my head is peeking out of the water. So Command D to deselect. I'm going to come back to my eraser. This time I'm going to make my eraser a bit smaller. And what I want to do is just erase part, Command Z if you ever need to undo, part of, Command Z one more time, part of my face so it looks like I am peeking out of the water. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Okay, looks pretty good. I think I'm going to have my nose peeking out. Okay, so this middle layer is just going to be the part around my head. The bottom layer is just going to be the sky, and I can turn both those off. And now I have the underwater part. So for the underwater part, I'm going to keep the bottom and erase everything else. But honestly, it's going under everything, so it probably is fine to keep it all. So what I'm going to do is where it says opacency, that means transparency or how see-through it is. And I'm going to change the opacency down to 60–70%. So you want it to look kind of like underwater. Now my face is going to go on top of this. The middle section will go on top of my face. And then The sky will be back here. Okay, so we can turn all my layers on. So you want the sky in the back, or the underwater transparent part in the back. My body needs to be behind that though. So maybe I will have to erase it. Okay, no big deal. So I'm just going to hide all these, come in with my eraser tool again, make sure I'm on the correct layer, and then I am going to erase, actually I'm going to start with just erasing the sky. So if I just select this with the marquee tool and press delete, okay, let's see if this works. So I want my body under this, so it looks like I'm underwater. I want the sky to be behind all that, and I want the middle section to be in the middle. Okay, so pretty good. I'm gonna try to fix this slightly by going to Command T, dragging it in slightly. Okay, and here, Command T on myself. I'll make myself just slightly wider. And that way it'll fit in. Okay, so now it'll look like I am peeking out of the water. The last touch that we are going to do is to add some fish in here. So I am just going to Google fish, tropical fish. Excuse me. Okay. This one is fine, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to drag my tropical fish in here. I'm going to remove background, okay? It may not do it perfectly, but that's fine. You don't need it to be perfect because it is simply underwater. So make sure your layer with the fish is under the layer with the underwater so that it just looks like they're swimming around. Okay, now you can take a screenshot, Command-Shift-4, drag it around your person, and you're ready to turn it in.